My friend Corinne is over here fishing. How you guys doing? I thought you might want to see what a pirate down at the border with Mexico might look like. There's going to be more footage to come. I'm going to hang out here for a little while, talk to you guys, and then we're going to hop on the road and we're going to take this Montezuma trail and over this Montezuma Pass where we'll be a pretty good elevation. We'll see the border and all that. But I thought you guys would enjoy seeing this. This is Parker Lake, and my friend Corinne is visiting from Canada, and she's over here fishing. And but my name is Mike, and welcome to the Sunday night chat. It's a little different for you this time. We're gonna have fun later. We're gonna take some fun snapshots and whatever. But I wanted to talk about a whole bunch of things, namely like what happened this week, right, at the White House with Zelenskyy and everything, and kind of give you my own perspective on it. I mean, you guys come here for a lot of this, I suppose. Now it's just kind of turned into that, not what I intended all this to be about, but I feel like I got a pretty good take on things from all perspectives. I've never been a huge fan of this Zelenskyy guy, the way he came up and everything, and you know, and even though I'm a supporter of our president, I'm not always happy with the way that he speaks, you know, with the media and everything, but I understand why. He seems like he's always in campaign mode, you know what I mean? And even I get tired of that. And I think that having a public meeting the way that they did was probably not a smart thing on one level, but I think it was kind of smart on another, because you get to see what's happening. And this past week I posted something on Facebook where I'm telling you guys about Forbes. I think, is it Forbes? I think it's Forbes Media. They have shifted their way of doing things on YouTube, and I like it because what they're showing you is unfiltered, no narration, no cuts, whole clips of what's going on. So you don't have anybody in your mind telling you what to think about what you're seeing. You get to see it and make up your own mind about what you're looking at. And it's important. Because, you know, if you're watching little clips here and there on the media of something, you know, they're showing you what they want you to see, and they're going to narrate over it to get you to think a certain way. So let's cut through all that BS right now. This thing with Ukraine really started kicking off back in the 90s with Clinton. And then it just kept getting progressively, actually with George Bush even before that, and you know, Clinton administration with money and everything else. But we know what happened with Russia coming in there with Crimea under Obama, and we understand with the whole NATO issue. There's all these things that have been leading up to this, and you should look into this stuff yourself so you kind of understand. But what we saw the other day was a real shit show. Zelenskyy wants more money and arms to keep fighting a war. Trump is not trying to fight a war. He's trying to stop everything right now. Let's just make peace. And what he did not articulate well enough, in my opinion, during that meeting is that doing the mineral rights thing will get American interests in that country. If there's American interests and business companies in Ukraine, especially on that eastern border there, you have built-in security guarantees. Now, the other thing that Trump didn't say, because he doesn't want to create conflict, he wants to get a deal signed so we can get our people in there and start working on this, is that, you know, what are the repercussions if Putin decides to break a ceasefire again? Let's say they sign a deal. I understand Zelensky's issue with that. Trump needs to say, well, if Russia does that, there's going to be consequences. Now, the reason why it doesn't bother me, he didn't say it too much, but it bothered other people that he hasn't said anything, is because people have a short memory span, and you don't remember what happened when Trump was president last time. Trump crippled Russia economically, okay? So he had it so that other countries couldn't buy their energy. He did hurt their economy for quite some time, but Russia's so big they were kind of able to build back up and support themselves. Their economy kind of balanced out. They have other deals with countries that aren't super friendly to us, although we still have trade deals with people like China, you know. But he had bankrupted Russia to a certain extent. And when that administration came in, they opened that all up so Russia could get rich. They got so rich that they were able to invade Ukraine. Now, keep in mind, when Obama was president, there was a lot of other underhanded deals going on with then Vice President Biden and his son and other people. Millions of dollars, you know. Biden is on record saying he wasn't going to give them this deal unless they fired the guy that was making it hard for them to do what they were doing, which was all about laundering money. That's what's been going on. It's been a money laundering operation. And Zelensky's kind of somewhat caught in the middle of it. But he needs to understand. And look, I didn't like that meeting. I didn't like, there was some guy in a blue suit. I guess Trump likes this guy because asked some good questions. That's a good question. I like that question. Thanks for that question. You know, and he answers the question. And then this guy hits Zelensky with the fact that he's not wearing a suit. That was the wrong thing to do. I thought that was really bad and stupid. You know, why do you want to antagonize this guy? It was also stupid for Zelensky to keep saying all these negative. We know what Putin has done in the past. But here's my issue with this whole thing. Zelensky's saying, basically, his point is, how could we have peace or be friendly with a guy who invaded us? Fine. Let me remind you about America. Because we've had a lot of wars. Think about Japan, for instance, just as an example. We dropped 2 atomic bombs on them. And then we went over there. We have military troops there, and we helped rebuild their country and bring them into the 20th century at the time. And now they're an economic superpower using democracy, the democratic method, and, you know, capitalism. That's what we do. Same thing in Germany after World War II. You know, you've got guys that are on a battlefield trying to kill one another. One day. Trying to kill one another. The next day, peace is signed. Those guys go out, shake each other's hands, and start working together to rebuild that area. Make it safe for people. Get rid of munitions. That's what we do. On the battlefield, you know, in the Marine Corps, they always taught us to respect your enemy. The combatants on the ground have respect for one another. We don't want to keep killing each other. When we're in the middle of it, you got to do it, you got to do what you got to do. But once the peace comes down, we walk over, open arms, we're brothers in arms in a way, and now we got to work together. That's how it goes. And Zelensky's going to have to be forced into doing this. That's just how it is. We don't want to keep this war going. But I'll tell you, you know, I'm going to have to stop this in a minute because there's a couple hikers and they're ladies and they're just, I can hear them all the way across the friggin' lake, man. It's just so crazy. It's just women. I'm driving here on Friday and my friend Corinne's sitting next to me, and Zita, Dita, Marie, Dita, Zita, Marie, I love you. Real cute lady. You made me this awesome orange liqueur that you gave me at Tacopa several months ago. Really good stuff. Feel free to make me several gallons of that. It was delicious. She sent me a text saying all hell just broke loose in the White House, and I'm like, oh no, because I was looking forward to hearing about this meeting. And so I asked Corinne to look it up, and she read what was going on, but that was from the AP, Associated Press, and right away I explained the whole issue with the Associated Press that was going on right now. But I was aggravated at that point. You know, we were already in Arizona. We were about an hour and a half to 2 hours away from my house, and the rest of that drive just sucked because I was pissed off because I needed to know what the hell was going on. And I got home and I watched the whole thing. It's roughly a 50-minute video of what was going on. And then the next, or that night after that, there was a really good interview that I think I shared on Facebook as well, and I encourage you to watch it. It was a CNN interview with Marco Rubio where he really laid it out, like what the reality of the situation was. And he was pointing out how this whole deal, they could have had this thing signed 5 days earlier, but that Zelenskyy and his people insisted on coming here and talking about this. It was kind of a setup, you know? And again, Zelensky's just trying to get more money and more arms to keep a war going. He just doesn't understand this situation. Let me stop this here. We'll continue with this as we go. I'm letting her fish right now. She wants to be outside because, you know, it's literally 40 degrees Fahrenheit below zero in Montreal right now. So she's in Arizona enjoying the sun, fishing. And I know I got some people coming. So stick around. I just wanted to get that off my chest. We're going to talk more. I'm going to throw some other things at you. We're going to talk about this piracy issue on the border, because that's going to pretty much be the title of this video. But I wanted to get this out of the way. But I wanted to kind of give you a hint, and I'm going to change. I got wardrobe, man. I got a lot of fun stuff you're about to see, just for fun. Give you a visual of what American pirates on the border of Mexico might look like in the 21st century. So don't go anywhere. Stick around. It's only going to get better. I promise. That's Corinne. We stopped for a little photo op here. Here, get a shot of this. People get a kick out of it. This is what a pirate, a 21st century pirate on the border of Mexico is going to start looking like. And what are we supposed to do, by the way? What are we supposed to do? So are we supposed to like look for, identify drug mules, take them out, and then take their drugs? We get to keep it. We get to keep a percentage of the drugs. Where are we supposed to turn in the rest of the drugs to cash in? Local police department or something? All right, I'm down.
So where is the border?
Well, there's not actually a border wall here. That's Mexico. Just right along the top of that crest here. We're gonna you guys will see it. We're on Montezuma's trail right now, and we're gonna keep going down this way, and then we're gonna be climbing this mountain, and we're gonna look down and we'll actually see a border wall. It's pretty cool. But that's a cell tower. Right now, according to our cell phones, we're in Mexico, but we're technically not, but the mobile apps put you on the Mexican system. This should remind you of Brad from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Well, I'm just having fun. But as I'm out here pretending to be hunting drug mules, it hit me. This last 4 years with Biden was actually the best thing that could have happened to the country, because you got to see how bad things could get under that sort of leadership. And now, whether you like it or not, the fact of the matter is, we've got the people being put in place, including Elon Musk with the Doge thing, that has now revealed all of the graft that's been going on. This would not have happened if the last 4 years wouldn't have happened. So thank your lucky stars that it happened, because we're going to be in a better place. By the way, this is a really cool 30-30 bolt action, and I might have told this story on the channel before, but when I was about 12, there was a knock on the door. We lived in Paterson, New Jersey, and it was my dad's friend. Bearded guy, you know. He had a green Dodge Tradesman van. And my dad goes to the door, calls me, "Oh, hey, Michael, come here." And we go out to the front. Guy opens the side doors, and the inside is wood paneling and animal skins. And he takes a bear skin and he turns it over, and there's nothing but firearms there. He says, "Pick a hunting rifle." And this is the hunting rifle I've had since I was 13 years old. It's a Savage 30-30 with a Weaver scope on it. I kind of sniperized it with you know, the military cheek pad and the military leather strap. I just thought you guys would get a kick out of that. Stay positive. Don't go anywhere. It's going to keep going. It's going to get better, I promise. So that there, as you can imagine, that's the wall with Mexico. So I thought you guys get a kick out of this, and me wearing this super patriotic, ridiculous hat that nobody wears anymore. Let's start a new trend. You think we could do that? Think you guys want to go out and buy some tricorn hats and walk around? Like, people joke around, it's going to be a civil war. Our side can wear these, and the other side can wear those pink hats. Remember those? I hope you guys have enjoyed this video so far. I am just having fun up here on the border, and up in the mountains here. It's beautiful, and you know, you guys don't have to agree with me or anything. I'm just having a good time. That's all. And here, take a look at the van. There's Corinne. One last thing I want to touch on here is that whole thing. I got a good friend, Fenton, and he posted something the other day after the Pam Bondi thing, right? She wanted to get those FBI files released, and then it didn't happen, right? That's not her fault. This is this deep state situation. So what's happening, as I said, is that everything's being revealed right now. Right? We know that there's people in this deep state that don't want the truth to come out. It's time for the truth to come out. The truth shall set you free. Right? It's what I think. Let's just let it all out there, man. Let's get to like where there doesn't need to be war anymore at this point. It's the 21st century. Diplomacy. We can work deals. Every country has something that another country needs. You work these deals out. These countries, these governments, everybody can make money. And the money can be spent properly. I mean, we could have it set up here in the United States where we don't have to pay taxes anymore. There doesn't have to be an income tax. That could happen if things are done right. I don't understand what's going on with people having a problem with this. This is what needs to happen. This is what we fought for initially with the Revolutionary War. bureaucrats, unelected bureaucrats were put into place, and they've been skimming off the top and just stealing from us and making it hard for us to have the country and the system that was set up for us. It's a crying friggin' shame. It's criminal. So I'm glad this is all happening. And you know what? Maybe we can get to a point where we don't need this wall. Look at this. Look what I see. They're leaving water up here for people. Now, a lot of you won't remember, but I did a video here on the other side of these mountains, oh boy, several years ago. It was the 4th of July, and I got up on the side of the mountain, and I stayed up there and watched the fireworks on the roof of the van, and slept there on the side of the mountain. In the morning, I got up and drove up to the top of the mountain. And there was a Border Patrol agent up there, so I drove up. It happened to be this woman, a young girl, like 24 years old, geared up like a Marine. And we started talking, and she sized me up. She knew I was cool. Started asking me about firearms, because they want you to be armed up here. When you come up Car Canyon, there's signs warning you that you might run into illegals with drugs and things like that, drug smuggling. So the Border Patrol wants you to be armed to defend yourself. It's no joke. It was funny. I'm handing her my weapons. She's handling them. We're talking. It was pretty cool. By the way, Car Canyon is blocked off. We don't know if it's because of the winter, although there's no snow up here right now, obviously. There sometimes is. But apparently, there's a rabid fox outbreak going on here. A man was attacked in Sierra Vista. A rabid fox with rabies jumped into his car and bit him and his son. It's been in the local news. Crazy. So everybody was warning me not to come out here because of that. I didn't tell Corinne I was walking up here, so she's down in the parking lot wondering what the hell's going on. Woo! So we're walking up this hill here. It's pretty good. Let's run it. It's okay. I left her with all the firearm. She'll defend me. I think she can shoot. Talking to Corinne, she's from Canada, Montreal, as I mentioned earlier. And she has some interesting thoughts on Canada as the 51st state and that sort of thing. It turns out, I don't know, but quite a few of the provinces up there are for it. And they have their own bickering between the provinces because some are more conservative. And there's a whole issue where she's from in Quebec where, you know, the French want to secede. The French-speaking Canadians, they want to have their own country. It's interesting. She didn't want to have this conversation on camera. Just, she's not comfortable being on camera is all. But I'll tell you, she's got 3 master's degrees. Political science, geography, and education. And she speaks 3 languages and owns her own house and rides motorcycles and used to kickbox competitively. An accomplished woman with a brain that works. Why is she hanging out with me? I have no idea. But it's interesting speaking with somebody who lives there and hearing their perspective. They're upset. They're not happy about their economy and everything else going on. But she knows it's not Trump's fault. It's Trudeau's fault. So they have this new guy that they're hoping is going to get voted in, and we'll see how that all works out. But it's a lot of fun having a conversation with somebody from Canada who lives there and understands all this. And you already saw some pictures of her with some firearms here, and if you haven't, you're about to see them next. At any rate, we're up here at Montezuma Pass, and now we have to get back down the mountain here because I'm starving. I had some blueberry pie for breakfast, which wasn't good for me. A couple pieces of brownie, and I'm usually pretty healthy, so if we have enough time, we've got the Seiko. I put get the shade out of there. I put a new sapphire crystal on the Seiko turtle, so it's not scratched up anymore. And we're running out of time. Sorry I didn't spin the mic around enough, but I'm hoping we can get to Tombstone, maybe Tombstone tonight for a steak dinner at the Crystal Palace. So I should turn around now and get back down there. But oh, I didn't finish telling you. The woman up here, the patrol agent, the Border Patrol, told me this area, the people that cross the border illegally here, are men with criminal records. 90% of them. Not any women or kids. This is very treacherous coming through here, as you can imagine, all mountains. And people die up here trying to get in, and they're very dangerous. And she's up here by herself. And she does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. She's got a sidearm. She's got a rifle. She's got a shotgun. She knows how to use it. Because I was scared for her, you know. And that's who she's encountering over these mountains. You can see what's going on around here and behind me. But when you look down at the wall here, that's flat. Alright, I just figured I'd give you one parting shot of the wall there. This is a perspective a lot of people don't get to see. USA, Mexico. Wild. Wild. Thought you might appreciate that shot there. Back at the house here in Huachuca City. Yeah, had to rinse the van off real quick. We're gonna go to Tombstone here for dinner. I might show you a little bit of that. But it's doubtful. This is a short video for you guys for a Sunday night chat. I know it's not my normal thing. I had this idea of sitting in the backyard with a fire and having a drink and a cigar and all that good stuff. But we decided to go up on the, do what we did, what you just watched. And that was a lot of fun. I had a good time with the tricorn hat and the firearms and everything. And it's America. We're in America, Arizona. More America than a lot of other places in America, like where I live in Los Angeles. But I was hoping you guys would get a kick out of that. It's not meant to be overtly political. It's just my thoughts on things. Be more fun stuff coming. I just had to do that. So we'll see what else happens on this trip. It is Sunday, as you know already. We're going to probably drive back Wednesday morning, and I've got to do a lot of stuff here with my sister and whatnot, and we're going to get all that stuff done, and it's looking good. Things are looking good with that. So, and you know what? I think I'm just going to sign off now, stitch these clips together, get it off to you guys as early as possible. It is a lot later than it normally is for me when I put this video out. Sorry. But I hope you like it, and things will get more interesting. I promise. I hope you appreciated and dug on that perspective of the border wall. That's not something a lot of people get to see. All right? So that's it. Have a good rest of your Sunday. I hope you had a good weekend. Be kind to one another. I will catch you in the next one. Be kind to one another.